decided to do a little more than that. Introduced from downtown boxing gym and his program from Detroit, Michigan.
I am so honored to meet somebody like Holly Singh who changed the lives of people.
Brothers, for the full story on Colleen's surprise visit with nominating someone who you think should be a CNN hero, you just have to go to CNNheroes.com.
I love that reveal. That is
I love it, and I love what he does. You know, when I learned about him, I looked at that program, and it reminds a lot of what we see in the police athletic league. You know, people think you're teaching kids to fight. That's not good. You're encouraging violence. The opposite is true. Teaching confidence, structure, discipline, a sense of themselves.
Okay, meanwhile, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But what about a Rosenstein or a Rosenstein? Here's Gina Rose.
Caught between a Steen and a Stein is Rod Rosen, whatever.
Remember Rosenstein?
Thank you, Mr. Rosenstein.
Rod Rosenstein.
Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein. Stein.
No wonder someone finally popped the question.
How do you pronounce your last name? There's no right answer to that question.
No right answer? He's a liar! Take it from this guy's creator.
My father pronounces it Stein. That's how I pronounce it. Good morning, I'm Rod Rosenstein. But I actually have relatives who pronounce it Steen, so I'll answer neither one.
Will he answer to this guy?
Rod Rosenstein.
Welcome to the House Judiciary Committee, Mr. Rosenstein. Mr. Rod Rosenstein.
Please! I don't have much sympathy for all those Steens and Steins out there. Not with a last name like Most.
Most.
In German, the second vowel usually takes precedence, so the EI in Rosenstein is pronounced Stein. But then this guy's name should be Weiner.
Anthony Weiner.
Weiner is an exception to the rule. Sometimes neither choice is great. You want to be a wiener or a whiner. There was some whining on Reddit about the special prosecutor. Does anyone else read the name Robert Mueller and pronounce it like Ferris Bueller?
Bueller. Ferris Bueller.
But this is Mueller, Robert Mueller. He sometimes gets the Ferris Bueller treatment.
Mr. Mueller,
Bueller.
did you talk with Robert Mueller about his investigation?
Bueller.
To consult with Mr. Mueller.
Sometimes it takes a Stein to know one. Diane Feinstein.
Yesterday, Mr. Rosenstein.
Mr. Rosenstein, welcome. Thank you, Mr. Rosenstein. Thank you. I remember. It's like Feinstein.
Stein, Steen, it's creating a monster.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Geneva, CNN,
Frankenstein.
New York.
You're putting me on. Abby.
That's awesome.
I got it from a woman, the brain. Abby? What was her last name? Abby Normal. You got me an abnormal brain?
There was so much there, but why do you pronounce her last name Mose? I mean, how would you ever spell Mose? But I know it's not Moose, like you said. I know.
I learned that the hard way.
Not that much.
That's like when they say Frau Blucher and Frankenstein. Woo! I get nervous every time I see it.
Time for CNN Newsroom with John Berman and Poppy Harlow. Low.
All right, good morning, everyone. I am John Berman.
And I'm Poppy Harlow. We're glad you're with us. And this morning, quote, the president is very honest. That is what the president's senior advisor, Kellyanne Conway, just said this morning. We're sure the president will back her up on that. Just be careful, though, because if he says it today, he may change it tomorrow. This morning, a growing credibility crisis at the White House.
The White House will have to deal with this, even as they tout very strong employment numbers just in. The unemployment rate dropped below 4% for the first time since 2000. Now, we could hear from the president on all of this very shortly. He leaves the White House just minutes from now. We are watching it very closely to see if he addresses either the jobs or the credibility gap. Seeing as Caitlin Collins is there. Caitlin.
Well, John and Poppy, this disclosure made by Rudy Giuliani is setting off another credibility crisis here in the White House because these staffers for months have been telling reporters that the president didn't know about that payment and didn't know where it came from. Of course, the president himself blew all of that out of the water when he tweeted roughly 24 hours ago that he did. So we caught up with White House realtor Kellyanne Conway to ask when she found out
Now what?
Mr. Michael Cohen for that
To toilet paper after, so I gotta change the roll, and it'll look like the toilet paper roll will look like a drug stick. It's not cheap.
He promised to cut taxes and he did. He promised to get in the free country and sit down and teach who they are. He's got a delegation over in China working on more fair and reciprocal trade deals that stop screwing American workers, American interests, and American businesses. We have a $500 billion trade deficit, and that makes no sense to him. And you've seen him yesterday surrounded by different faith leaders of 6 different religions, and you see the reformed man that he brought up to the podium. That's the president I work for. That's the president I know. But you should look at his tweets on that matter.
Now, it's quite something to say that the president has been honest when it comes to Stormy Daniels. Kellyanne Conway there kept referencing the president's tweet yesterday, following up what Rudy Giuliani had said on Fox News Wednesday night, but she didn't bring out the where Michael Cohen got the money for that. But the White House is dealing with this new dynamic with Rudy Giuliani speaking on the president's behalf. There's a chance we could hear from the president himself as he heads to Dallas here in the next hour or so. And it would be nice to see what the president has to say about Stormy Daniels today, John and Coffee.
Today, the operative word.
Caitlin, by the way, you asked Kellyanne the most important question this morning. You know, can the American people trust me being honest? So thank you for doing that. We hope he answers some questions today. Thank you to the White House. Thank you. Now, former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort back inside Virginia federal court this morning. He's fighting to dismiss fraud charges brought against him by special counsel Bob Mueller.
Yeah, we have this picture of him arriving at the courthouse just moments ago. Jessica Snyder live in Washington with the very latest. Jessica.
Yeah, John and Poppy, Paul Manafort, he is on the attack against a long list of charges right here in Washington and in Virginia. This morning, he's in Virginia federal court where his lawyers will once again argue that the special counsel does not have the authority to charge Manafort with numerous bank fraud charges, among others. They contend that the charges do not directly relate to the 2016 campaign, and in turn they say it exceeds the special counsel's mandate. Now, notably, Paul Manafort lost that exact same argument in D.C. federal court just last week, so how will it fare in Virginia? We'll see. So here is the breakdown of what Manafort now faces. He's up against 5 charges in Washington, D.C., including money laundering and foreign lobbying violations, and in Virginia, where he is this morning, he's facing 18 federal charges, largely related to bank fraud. Now, Manafort has really been the one defendant in the special counsel's probe here, really attacking the case from every angle. He's maintained his not guilty plea, even in the wake of his deputy Rick Gates' guilty plea and pledged cooperation. And of course, there's the guilty pleas of Michael Flynn and other campaign aides. But this morning, the battle for Manafort, it is in Virginia, where he faces the stiffest charges. As you can see there, he faces a maximum of up to 305 years in prison. If he's found guilty on all of these charges, you can see them all there: money laundering, bank fraud, conspiracy. So we'll see as they go to court this morning how this motion to dismiss fares there. Of course, we'll wonder if it will have the same fate as a similar case in D.C. last week, where John and Poppy, the judge, did not agree with Paul Manafort's lawyers that the special counsel had exceeded its scope. So we'll see what happens this morning in Virginia, guys.
Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate the reporting. With us now, our legal analyst, Asha Rangappa and Paul Callan. So much to go through with you both. Thanks for being here. Paul, first I want to get you on this because NBC's Kristen Welker put out overnight that she spoke with Giuliani, and she says this. Just spoke to Giuliani, who says he revealed POTUS's, the president's payments, quote, let's put this up if we have it, to get out in front of the special counsel, Southern District of New York, because at some point they would realize this information and leak it. So he's basically saying this is good lawyering, this is good lawyer work. Is it?
Well, I think saying it's good lawyering and good PR, because obviously there was a search warrant executed on Michael Cohen's office, and the special prosecutor is going to find this stuff out from Cohen's records. So they're trying to get out in front of it. I don't think it's good lawyering because Giuliani, among other things, made a statement that would indicate that this was a payment made in consideration of the political impact that the Stormy Daniels situation would have. So that could put the president in the soup. So I don't say that's good lawyering.
And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the campaign finance implications more, because that continues to be an issue. But Asha, even if you accept the argument that it was a personal payment and not a campaign payment, there might be a separate issue here. And Sarah Sanders was asked about this at the briefing. Let's listen. liability the president apparently had to his lawyer, Michael Cohen, yet he did not include that on his disclosure. Is that a problem, Asha?
Yes, that can be a problem. So, as you mentioned, quite apart from the campaign finance violations, the president had to file personal financial disclosures, and these are federal forms which he signs and assures are accurate. And if he lies on it, that is a separate violation, a false statements violation called 18 U.S.C. 1001. Now, the omission or the mistake has to be knowing and material. So, he might say, well, it was inadvertent, I didn't realize it. But the problem is that the continued pattern of trying to hide this in other ways, both in his public statements and what he's been saying, kind of contradicts the idea that this would have been an inadvertent omission. So I think he has a separate issue going on right there.
Legal pickle after legal pickle after legal pickle, and Jeffrey Toobin said, Paul, that yesterday Giuliani's comments in the morning about, well, we didn't want this coming out right before the election, so of course, Michael Cohen took care of this, directly tying it to the campaign. Toobin called that just straight up a confession. So then Giuliani tries to clean it up a little bit later yesterday. Here's what he told NBC. If there was no campaign, Cohen would have made the same payment in the same amount to prevent personal embarrassment and heartache to his wife. That's sort of try to put the genie back in the bottle-ish. Does it work? Does it hold up legally at all?
It's very hard to put that genie back in the bottle, and I think any objective person looking at this would say the payment could have had a dual purpose to help the president politically, and of course it would help him personally as well, and it would help the Trump organization as well. The question is, does that constitute a campaign violation? And I think it does under existing law because it was so close to the campaign. But on the other hand, these things are usually not handled as criminal offenses, they're handled as civil offenses, and it's probably likely that the Federal Election Commission will just give him a pass because there aren't enough Democrats voting on that board to recommend charges.
All right, there's another new argument that Rudy Giuliani is making overnight. Really, it is notable he has to keep on cleaning up the cleanup here. But this new argument he made overnight, let me read this to you. It was, again, part of this phone interview. He says, I don't think the president realized that he paid Cohen back for that specific thing, namely the Stormy Daniels hush money, until we, his legal team, made him aware of the paperwork. Giuliani said the president responded, oh my goodness, I guess that's what it's for. So he's suggesting the president was paying Cohen back this whole time without knowing he was paying him back this whole time. Asha, there's a lot of leaks there. Is there any way to thread that legal needle?
No, it's getting more absurd by the second, and I think Giuliani should follow the advice that he should be giving to his client, which is simply to not comment on ongoing matters. So what Giuliani is trying to do is now backtrack on the president's knowledge of basically this repayment of the loan to get to Paul's point, which is that if he knows about it, then he's got potential campaign finance problems. It strains credulity to believe that he would have been paying this amount back without knowing what it was for and that this was happening on the side. But again, I think even if true, John and Poppy, we have to raise some questions. He doesn't know what's happening. We also know in this collusion case, he claims that he doesn't know anything about what was happening with the people in his campaign. That raises its own questions about just what is he doing, and does he know what the people around him are doing on his behalf?
Yeah, it was very complicated. You have to contort yourselves.
But it seems like it's just saying, pay a retainer to Michael Cohen, this is Giuliani's arguing, and he takes care of everything that might look bad for you.
Right, starting though when he is president,
Right.
probably, which is, again, it's hard to count that whole thing. Asha Rangappa, Paul Callan, great to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Other major news this morning, the U.S. unemployment rate dropped to 3.9%. That is as low as it has been since the year 2000.
Our chief business correspondent, Christine Romans, is here with us. The monthly jobs number, not as good as expected, but this rate is very,
John Berman was in his 20s the last time that the unemployment rate was that low. I mean, think of that. It's true. It's true. I'm just trying to put it in
Should be a
context.
little other than that.
It's a long time ago. Look, 3.9%, the first time below 4%. And look at, remember when it was 10%, the worst of the financial crisis? This trend is solid here. You have seen the unemployment rate going down for years now, and now dipping below 4%. A lot of economists this morning are saying they think you could get down to 3.5% this summer. But the worry is, are you going to find enough people to hire? That's one of the reasons why the rate of jobs increases seems to have stalled a little bit here, because you can't hire more workers if you can't find those workers. So 164,000 net new jobs. That's still very good. 2.7 million jobs during this presidency. Just about on par with what you saw the last year and a half of the Obama presidency. So it's been a pretty good 2 or 3 years here. Where is the hiring, you guys? 54,000 in business information systems services. Those are highly paid jobs. Healthcare, that has been a steady performer. Manufacturing, 24,000 jobs there. It's been a pretty good run for manufacturing over the past 6 months. And I noticed in the government statistics, they said that metal fabrication was up. Maybe that has something to do with what the president's moves have been on trade. You still have 5 million people, though, that are working part-time and want to be working full-time. That's a number that's been very stubborn. So a lot of part-time workers. You have 7.8% underemployment. That's also the lowest since 2001. But it just shows you there still are people who would like to be more fully engaged in the labor market and aren't. And wages, 2.6%. If it really is such a great job market, and you're hearing all this anecdotal reporting of how people can't find workers, employers can't find workers, why aren't wages going up more? That's been kind of the mystery here.
Economic conundrum that they're studying at universities right now, because we're in a whole new world. We're in a whole new economic world since the crash of 2000.
Yeah, we are. You're right.
Christine Rumpf, it's great to have you with us. Thanks so much. Rudy Giuliani, not just creating legal problems for the White House, there is a credibility crisis as well. It wasn't just Rudy creating this. Question now is, what does one believe? Plus, Street Fights back. House Speaker Paul Ryan backs off his decision to dismiss the House chaplain.
And the most active volcano in the world is erupting right now. This morning, more than 1,000 people evacuating as lava streams down the street towards their homes.
I was just there.
I know. It's unbelievable. This is happening in live reporting.
You're more than just a bathroom disease.
You're a life of unpredictable symptoms.
You've tried to own us.
But now it's our turn to take control. It's Stelara. Stelara works differently for adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease. Studies show relief and remission with dosing every 8 weeks.
Stelara may lower the ability of your immune system to fight infections and may increase your risk of infections and cancer. Some serious infections require hospitalization. Before treatment, get tested for tuberculosis. Before or during treatment, always tell your doctor if you think you have an infection or have flu-like symptoms.
We're fed up with your unpredictability.
Remission can start with Stelara. Talk to your doctor today. Janssen wants to help you explore cost-support options for Stelara.
I'm Chris, and I lost 120 pounds on New.
Listen up, guys. Want to shed a few pounds? Got a beer belly? Can't fit into your pants? Then you need Nutrisystem for Men. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Money back guarantee.
On Netflix, not lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Real guys, real results. Put down the pie. Pick up the phone and get with the program today. Order your 28-day plan now and save 40% off every program. That's 40% off breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks for a limited time. Save 40%. Plus, get 1 week of all new NutriPro shakes, packed with 20 grams of protein to help shrink your gut. Free.
The food was delicious. This is perfect for men, especially guys who don't want to cook.
We'll even throw in FedEx shipping. Free. So get off the couch. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month.
It's not that hard. You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Go online or call 877-801-PIN and get free shakes plus save 40% off every program. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Shoes off! Belts off!
That's why I wear Skechers slip-on shoes. They're comfortable. They come in a variety of styles. Slip on and off these days, well.
You're Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Still gotta lose the belt. Come on.
Slip in comfort with Skechers slip-ons. At T-Mobile, we don't just see uniforms. We see the people behind them. So we're committed to helping veterans through job training when their service ends, and to hiring 10,000 veterans and military spouses to be part of our workforce in the next 5 years. Because no matter where you serve, or when you served,
Because they're blowing candles out on the TV.
stands ready to serve you. So we provide half off on all family lines for military.
I've had muscle cramps for as long as I can remember. But now that I'm using Fairworks Relief, they have stopped. This is the only thing in my entire life that has actually worked.
Get TheraWorks Relief today at TheraWorksRelief.com. Restaurants you love, delivered with Grubhub.
We decided to go with that there after doing a lot of research.
Yeah, we loved how they could install a new tub right over the old one without tearing our bathroom.
Yeah, well, we didn't expect it to be blown away by the quality. And that's what happened. They showed up in the morning, and by the end of the day, we had this absolutely beautiful new bathtub. It was better than we could have even imagined.
And it's guaranteed for life.
I actually love our bathroom.
You too can have a bathroom you'll love. Call now or visit bathfitter.com.
Angie's List has collected millions of verified reviews of local phone service providers, and now they're free for everyone to rate. Either search for a pro or get matched to a few who can do the job. Go to angieslist.com now.
Quite a week it has been at the White House, and the fallout is continuing and could be much more damaging. Changing stories, changing explanations, have us all asking what and who to believe.
Frankly, it has people inside the White House asking what and who you can believe, and that's a real problem. Joining us now, Amy Bornstein, political analyst, and Caitlin Hughes-Byrnes, national political reporter for Real Clear Politics. You know, Rudy Giuliani is making clear, he told CNN yesterday, I didn't tell the White House I was doing this. Which is what the White House is telling us, which is we were blindsided by this right now, and now they're being forced to clean it up. It just goes to show, sort of, we always talk about the disarray here, but the White House has a serious problem with making a consistent argument.
That's the problem. I mean, Sarah Sanders has a serious problem. She has to go out there and not only play defense every day, but now people are wondering, and that's kind of like what you have to do as White House press secretary, but now people are kind of wondering, well, what were you saying when you said the best argument or the best whatever you were saying? She has a huge credibility problem, and I think that's the problem. But inside the White House, everyone is wondering, what's going on here? Why didn't we know about this? Why were we caught off guard? So it's really a big problem for them.
This just feels so different from the typical the White House is in disarray story, because this gets to what I think the Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch owned, more conservative-leaning editorial for it argued this morning, and it's this: Trump is compiling a record that increases the likelihood that few will believe him during a genuine crisis. Trump should worry that Americans will stop believing anything he says. What is the danger here? For the American people, what he voted for, whether you like him, but you need to be able to believe him in a moment of crisis.
Well, think about the backdrop of this North Korea negotiations, just as an example. Rudy Giuliani, there's this argument that Trump and Giuliani have wanted to take a more aggressive posture against Robert Mueller. The multiple television interviews are indicative of that, but in doing so, you set up all this potential legal exposure, not to mention Rudy Giuliani was talking about releasing the American prisoner in North Korea, raising additional questions about security clearances and how he knew that information. He's had to walk that back. He's had to walk back the comments that he made about why Donald Trump fired James Comey a little bit. So as much as they're trying to be out there having an aggressive posture, it's creating additional legal exposure perhaps, and also questions about how this White House can handle a crisis like North Korea. So what their word means to people in those negotiations abroad, I think that's very significant.
The president famously said during the campaign he would go out and shoot someone at Fifth Avenue and it wouldn't have any impact on his supporters, but we were starting to see an impact on his base. And I'm not trying to be glib here, but Fox News, right? Neil Cavuto on Fox News, where you don't necessarily see a lot of criticism of the president. I'm not trying to pick on Neil in particular here, but Cavuto yesterday had this to say. Listen.
So let me be clear, Mr. President. How can you drain the swamp if you're the one who keeps muddying the waters? Now, I'm not saying you're a liar, you're president, you're busy. I'm just having a devil of a time figuring out which news is fake. Let's just say your own words on lots of stuff give me, shall I say, lots of pause.
Big deal.
Yeah, your own words on lots of stuff give me lots of pause. That is from Fox News.
And I've heard the same thing from a lot of people who supported him. They're reading the Washington Post and they're seeing that he has misled or lied 3,000 times. That's about 6 lies a day. This is in the backdrop. His supporters are
She did it to work for you. And now you can do something for her with a job benefit that helps your employees pay off their student loans. Gratify is gratitude.
The mattress shopping nightmare is over. Go to Southfield.com. 3 ultra luxury mattresses at up to 70% less than mattress stores. Free delivery, free setup. Southfield.com. America's online luxury mattress store.
It's not just one of a kind. It's the first of its kind in the Caribbean. Introducing the new over-the-water villas. Far from ordinary, and now far closer than you ever imagined. Call 1-800 Sandals.
Let's take a look at some numbers. 4 out of 5 people who have a stroke, their first symptom is a stroke. 80% of all strokes are heart disease, preventable. And $149 is all it takes to get screened and help take control of your health. We're Lifeline Screening. And if you're over 50, call this number to schedule an appointment for 5 painless screenings that go beyond regular checkups. We use ultrasound technology to literally look inside your arteries, a plaque which goes up as you age and increases your risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. And by getting them this package, you're saving over 50%. So call today and consider these numbers. For just $149, you'll receive 5 screenings that could reveal what your body isn't telling you.
And I'm going to tell you that's the best $150 I've ever spent in my life.
Lifeline Screening, the power of prevention. Call now to learn more.
That's why Northland Lifeline now Fight is one to protect you against threats like malware and identity. It takes the right team to fight threats in today's digital universe. Get new Norton with Lifeline starting at $7.99. So, Star Wars Store in theaters May 25th.
What happened in Charleston and in Charlottesville may have started here. Homepro came, radicalized online. You can be found by a phone call with just a few clicks. Spreading hate, the dark side of the internet. It's powered by me.
When you're diagnosed with mesothelioma, there are so many questions. What are my options? What do I do next? Call the number on your screen now or visit ClassAction.com. And if you've been diagnosed with meso, an attorney will be on the phone with you in under 10 minutes. Your attorney will then come to your home in 24 hours. Whenever you want, wherever you are. ClassAction.com. Information, protection, justice.
John Sullivan Carpenter Furniture in Grand Rapids with the largest stock of carpet dimensional store in the world. Our partnership with Carpet Plus allows us to buy in bulk and have no savings done to you. All furniture 30 to 74% off. Come now to Sullivan Carpet Furniture with the largest stock of carpet of any one store in the world.
Equal Dane Parts Unknown. New episodes Sundays at 9 on CNN.
Right, happening now, stunning pictures from Hawaii. A volcano eruption on the Big Island, sending lava and
Oh my
ash
gosh.
out neighborhoods, streets buckling, houses packed, smoke plumes in online.
Officials ordered mandatory
Ow.
vaccinations for thousands of people. Our correspondent Miguel Marquez has the details.
The muscle
Unbelievable.
cut down.
This is going on and on and on. You saw the lava coming down a regular street there.
Yeah, it is terrifying to see that. Keep in mind, this is a lava tube that opened up miles away from the Kilauea Core. This is part of that massive structure of Kilauea volcano, the most active of the volcanoes on the Big Island. So far, Leilani estates that you're seeing there, Leilani gardens have been evacuated. There's another area, Lower Puna, that is also under threat because they're not quite sure what that lava is going to do. The National Guard is on hand, the Civil Defense for Hawaii is on hand. All of this started earlier in the week when there were hundreds of volcanoes, and then yesterday there
refrigerator. Oh, give me a minute. This one is from Layers. This one is from Walgreens.
I was out there smoking instead of being there for my son's wedding shot. That was it for me. That's why I'm quitting Nicorette. Only Nicorette Mini is a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast. Every great why, it's a great how.
I want my blender so I can make the strawberries in there. The taste.
Everything you need to go. Expedia. Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you'll need it. And chances are, SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day. SelectQuote found Michael, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote found Anna, 37, a $750,000 policy for under $21 a month. SelectQuote's secret? They comparison shop a select group of great companies like these for your best rate. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance. Call now, 1-800-707-3532. That's 1-800-707-3532. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save. And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard
I'm
to
not reading my other leg. I'm gonna do all that.
So I talked to my doctor.
Asshole.
She said,
Symbicort can help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for some symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort community with better breathing. Watch out, Piggy.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
It feels nice to have a system and a routine. Like Mom took me out today because he works his crazy
ingredients pre-portioned out. When you're done, you have like a masterpiece.
Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV30 to save $30 off your first box. HelloFresh. Get cooking.
I cannot managing my diabetes without my Dexcom.
This is the Dexcom G5 Global Continuous Glucose Monitoring System. A small wearable sensor measures your glucose every 5 minutes and sends the data to a Dexcom receiver.
Dexcom helps lower A1C and improves quality of life. If you're over 65 and have diabetes, you should have a Dexcom.
If you get a Dexcom, you're going to be
a couple minutes to relax.
And then the White House has to walk it back. This actually happened. How did it happen? And most importantly, what's the status of the
That's why I wear Skechers slip-on shoes. Comfortable. They come in a variety of styles. Slip on and off these days.
You're Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Hi.
Slipping in comfort with Skechers slip-ons.
I'm Randy.
I just got a tiny bit of half left in that workout. Brush my teeth, workout clothes on, workout, the usual. You pretend that's not what I'm doing, that is what I'm doing.
Let's say you're moving to Florida.
You know, the usual.
Or maybe Minnesota. Or how about Texas? No matter where it is, let 1-800-PACK-RAT move you there. We take the stress out of your long-distance move. So you can
It's gonna take a long time, so I marked up and down the street for a couple of years, so my legs needed to do whatever they felt like. That's what they feel like.
Bear Marquee presents It's Got Potential. Margot and Sam had a vision, brought to life in one coat. Whatever your home may hand you, bear through it in one coat. Bear Marquee, #1 rated interior paint, guaranteed in 1,000+ colors. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
Taxpayers have rights. Do you know your rights? We do. We're Community Tax. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled returns, or have received one of these, you need our help immediately. The IRS is now more aggressive than ever, and even using private debt collectors to collect back taxes. With our proprietary Fast Action Response Program, Community Tax can stop wage garnishments, bank levies, and harassment now. Call Community Tax today at 800-444-1026 for a free, no-obligation case analysis. Who's your tax guy?
There are those who panic when the market makes a move. But if you're like us, we know that focus and the drive to do more will take you places you've only dreamt of. We are a team, and we are driven to do more. You guys don't happen to know a good handyman, do you?
Maybe
Outstanding. Could you possibly do a background check on that?
Also, get a bunch of
Alright, then book an appointment for, say, Tuesday? You can't expect your neighbors to do everything Home Advisor can. So to find and book a top-rated home pro for free, just ask Home Advisor.
Chance is back, giving a voice to the people, not always burn.
You were never crossed the border. The border crossed us.
I'm an American. I am the guy next door. As a nation, are we ready to handle people who look different from how many of us define an American? I know I am. United States of America with W. Kamau, episode Sunday nights at 2.
Welcome to the Hall of Allergies. Today we take a stroll down memory lane to see how these other OTC medicines compare to Zysol, the latest 24-hour allergy relief. You see, Zysol lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, works twice as fast as Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec at only half the size. So for the latest and powerful relief that's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1, be wise all. Take Zysol.
Sir, please don't touch the exhibit.
Hi, I'm from London. Today's senior living communities have never been better. And
Is he acting like I'm in a tree museum?
like the advisors at A Place for Moms. Place for Mom is a free service to help you find a place that fits your parents' budget, needs, and personalities. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family. We know senior living. Together we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom to get your free ebook on financing senior care. Call 1-800-645-1817.
CNN special report, Need for Pot versus Pills, tonight at 11.
This morning, very different messages coming from the president, his new lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and the rest of the folks at the White House about something incredibly important, 3 Americans being held in North Korea. Yeah, Mayor Giuliani made the claim that the 3 men would be released yesterday. They were not. The White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, she had to
who have been detained by North Korea. One of those men since 2015, 2 more since 2017, and just within really the last 24 to 48 hours, there has been a great reason to hope that their release would in fact be imminent. The president teased this, saying that everyone should stay tuned, and then bizarrely, almost inexplicably, you had Rudy Giuliani saying that the men would be freed on Thursday.
That's flickering.
These men have not
Messing
been
with my
released. The
lighting.
White House was not able to say when they could potentially be released. And now we are learning from White House officials and also from State Department officials that they're still working to verify these reports that the 3 detainees have been moved from the locations where they were being held, moved closer to Pyongyang, which would certainly indicate that the release was more imminent. It's widely believed, of course, that releasing the detainees in advance of the summit between Kim Jong-un and President Trump would be a good faith gesture on behalf of North Korea. There is a high level of confidence, it seems, within the administration that a release will happen, but we are no closer today to learning when exactly it could happen. Something that seemed so imminent now seemed very much uncertain. Tommy and John.
Alex, there's also the New York Times reporting that President Trump is asking the Pentagon for options for removal of U.S. troops, or at least some from South Korea. But it seems like the Pentagon is pushing back now.
Yeah, they're quickly trying to throw some cold water on that. They aren't the only ones. National Security Advisor John Bolton strongly refuting that report this morning as well. This is the statement from him. He's saying the New York Times story is utter nonsense. The president has not asked the Pentagon to provide options for reducing American forces stationed in South
I'm
Korea.
gonna watch this anymore because I've been rude on that channel. So yeah. Look, she got her hair done. I wonder how they do that. When am I supposed to have my hair done? She might have been doing it. My money up her nose or something. Oh, fuck. Where's my money at? I can't watch the snake.
Now, you the kind of gentleman that want everything your way. Alright, take the sheet off your
This is
face.
why I gotta work out my channels in this. Nothing on TV, by the window. And he was pretending like he was seeing if that's what I was doing or not. This, like, for 10 years, he was seeing if that's what I was doing. So if that's what I was doing, then I'm pretty sure we would have an issue. But the issue is my money's missing. And so that's why he's making it his issue to see that I'm doing it. Shook the ground. Probably want to make my phone fall, didn't you? Didn't you? See. That's for punching. This one. That's the regular one. This is the one with extra stuff on it. And then I switched that one out and put this one in. Then I can just hit the punching bag and gonna trust A, now I gotta do these things. I'm not gonna do these things right now. Oh, shit. See my week age. should get cute outfits for something. just wondering, what is that GPS called? That one called what is it? A TomTom? Oh, so I was wondering. Oh, it's called a TomTom, and so I was wondering how they were switching mine around. That's right. Like, didn't I have a lawsuit against Tom Drake? And like, aren't they like both running around making it look like my bank account's their bank account, and my GPS isn't at the location I'm spending my money at? I think like when he had me hacked to end up at his house, and then they were using aliases as their names and changing their weight drastically, to go in another room and hack my prescriptions to try and kill me. I was just wondering like what they're doing that for. When he changed all my prescription prices to match what was left in my bank account, I was just wondering why you guys think it's okay for them to get on my bank account so that they can do that. And my wound cleaner looks like, what again? Liquor? Oh, why are we doing that? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Where's my kids? Where's my car? Where's my condo? Where's my furniture? Where's my money? His work also makes my foil wrappers, what my Zero Form comes in that goes on my leg. They like just premeditatedly put it in a foil wrapper so that way I would be unwrapping one in my room. I was just wondering, is there like a hidden camera that's illegal by chance, so that you could say you would get your money back? I mean, is that how you're getting hold of all my paperwork so you can change my mail around? And then when I didn't have any money left, like, you'd like raise the price on a certain prescription and $0 copay, and then all of them that were supposed to be either $1 or $3 copay, they went way up in price, and I would be like, if I had $30 or $40 in my account, that's how much it would cost me at Walgreens. You know, it wasn't a coincidence for 5 years straight every time. I might have to borrow money then, like to eat. And I was just wondering, like, how is it legal for someone to, like, change my insurance around and then get on the news and make it look like it's a new law when you were trying to kill me and I caught you doing it? And all of a sudden it's a new law, so you weren't killing me. It just happens just to be all about me. when he was like cutting the wires down, like where I was at in a certain area, it was so that like my videos can't get to anyone else. Seeming how neither can my phone calls. When I land at their house, it's because they hacked my phone and my GPS, and they knew where I was at because they were embezzling my money. So when my other money just probably showed up in his bank account, he's going to make it look like I gave him all of that. So it looks like they didn't steal any of it. That way, when they set up and staged this whole fucking house, it'll look like that's what the fuck I gave him the money for. And then when I get here and they erased all my prescriptions at the same time, made it look like I owed money for my wound care supplies that I didn't owe money for, so that I wouldn't be able to receive them. And then when I walked over to the immediate care center to get something to wrap my leg with, they told me I needed to go to the emergency room, number 6 ransom entrance. Isn't that Fred Meyer place? I don't know like why Michelle is like driving my car around and pretend like my bank account at Huntington's theirs. So. Must just be like a misdirectional thing, like with my GPS, like intentionally takes me to a wrong location, and then it'll look like I got lost, and then it'll look like that's why you stole my car, and then I don't know what a car is, or my memory is, or what a GPS is, or where the fuck I'm at for that matter. But maybe you could have me picked up in an ambulance and carried the fuck upside down, and thrown in there, and then thrown in a room and poked with needles, and then left in another room to die. Maybe you could try that again. So the next time you pull up at Fred Meyer's in Meyer's parking lot with a motherfucking ambulance, you best better believe that one of you motherfuckers comes near me with one, you're getting your fucking head blown off. as I go and vacuum, or like maybe like when I go downstairs and vacuum the front door, like the rug by the front door, which is actually, there's his bedroom downstairs, but might I add, they placed it there. So it's the way I exit the house, and so I have to go past his bedroom. So he was turning around and making it look like I'm stealing from him. So he stole my complete bank account numbers and made it look like they were their bank account numbers. And they know everything I'm buying. That's why they're getting rid of it. Because they made it look like that's not what the fuck I'm buying. You don't see that garbage truck here coming real quick as soon as I... The dumpster guy, who the fuck he is. They'll also have a prostitute enter the same home that they hacked me to. Probably wear something that I've got on. Make blowing noises in the car like I'm buying cigarettes or that I smoke and I don't. You know, just stupid ass little shit like that that's getting ready for me to snap on someone. See, you know, I don't know what my fucking son looks right now, and they just stole on Nap Street all of my old phones, which have videos of me and my son on it, because they knew there was other evidence on there that could get them arrested for attempted murder. I don't know if they're still laughing, but I thought you could, you know, like all this shit that you just stole off my phone at that like Genius phone repair store, and then tried to put on your little fucking TV shows to make like snoot ass remarks to make it look like it was funny that like someone raped me on Halloween, so we put it on TV right after you got a hold of my phone that said it. I just wonder what the fuck you're doing that for. I'm making a movie too. Can't wait to blow your head off in it. Anything that's mine, they say out loud, pretend it was theirs. Because their shit, they set up to make it look like is mine. Apparently I was going through a rehab that I didn't go through. I got sex trafficked so he could make it look like I was a prostitute. So he couldn't when I was at his house. And then when I called and filed perjury charges against him for saying I didn't give him rent money when I did. And then my medicine that needed to be refrigerated, he didn't want in the refrigerator. So he was going to act like I couldn't use the refrigerator anymore after I just paid rent. And then had a way to fucking have like his little cop friend show up and tell me that I needed to fucking leave after I gave them all that fucking money so that I wouldn't have any money or a fucking vehicle or any way to go anywhere or walk anywhere or get the fuck anywhere with all my shit. Mr. Drake. Oh, Oh, that's right. And I had 103 temperature, and that cop made me pack my room in like 3 fucking seconds. Because just what I needed to be doing was moving again. And then I just gave him $460 yesterday. It's like money that like I had to borrow because they changed my prescription prices really quick. So I would have to borrow money from him. So it would look like it's the opposite fucking way around. We're doing all of this to my life for what? And then I went to Walgreens, and then I went to Meijer's, and I had $40 in cash. And when I went to the cash register, it was like, you have to put money inside the machine. And I was like, oh, you do? Because this fucking bitch just tried to make it look like I wasn't even the fuck at Meijer's. And like I said, I'm going to have to go back and edit my timeline, probably to put it on there, because it's not even going to show up that I was even there yesterday. Because see, he wanted me to go withdraw that money yesterday morning before I even got ready, to make it look like I left to go get my money out and buy drugs with it. And then right after I gave him that money, Meijer's had a ambulance waiting at the front door. I think it was because he was going to make it look like I went and did drugs with it. Don't you? I just wonder, if I needed to take a whole bunch of medication and I didn't have it and I die, like we went over this, what's going to happen? What's the cause of death again? He thinks he's going to get away with it. But see, I'm going to keep vocalizing it. And then I was thinking, maybe you could hold off on my refilling my wound cleaner. So he could probably make it look like I was using it to like shoot up or something, maybe. Because I didn't even know that's what people do with it. Because I pour it on my leg. And so that's what I use it for. And they don't know that's what the fuck I use it for. But we're running around making it look like it's not what the fuck I'm doing all fucking day. And so when I go pick up my wound cleaner today, I need to go get it because I'm out of it completely. When I put the empty one in the garbage that's got a prescription on it, they like steal stuff out of my garbage. Then they put it in another house somewhere. Because, see, they stole my condo, so. Then when he was charging me all that money to stay in the hotel, it was because they didn't want me to have any money. Like, to eat. That was, like, so fucking immature of me, though. I can't. And I got an idea of how they're changing their weights drastically, and then hopefully making it look like I'm not exercising. But I mean, since they get in the hospital right in the room that I'm at, they probably could do whatever they wanted with any blood samples of mine, couldn't they? I mean, they could even keep it and act like I had another fucking baby somewhere, and then the other $350 a month that's missing out of my account can make it look like I'm paying for child support for a baby I didn't even fucking have, but they got a hold of a blood sample of mine. The thing is that's why they're standing right next to me. Because, see, they can hear me, but yet, like, they were doing it to destroy me and kill me. And so, when I was vocalizing it, he'd even make it worse. So, like, I'll be like, oh my god, I was supposed to have that. And, like, they're not doing it at the doctor's office because they were making it look like I'm drinking. And so, they wouldn't use the wound cleaner at my fucking wound care appointment just so it would make it look like I was drinking. They didn't care if my fucking wound was cleaned off. So if I do go out and have a glass of wine or a beer, all of a sudden they think they can make it look like I drank like 15 cases of wine because that's what somebody else is doing, apparently. When they bleached a whole load of all of my brand new clothes that I had just bought. The thing is, like, it's been a long time since I even got to go shopping, and so when they did that, I could have killed them because they only did it to make it look like I didn't buy those motherfucking clothes. So that's why I'm gonna sport my pants around so you can see there's bleach on it, because they were gonna make it look like I returned the motherfuckers. Then I'm just wondering, like, are you there? Did you hear my question? Like, why he does that in the car? I'm like, are you deaf? I just told you the answer. Oh, you're trying to make it look like I'm not there, like, that I did drugs? Oh shoot, I gotta catch flying ones. I missed that one. This is probably a really bad angle, but that was probably to make it look like I'm not the one that works out. Whatever. I I just told you they're hacking my phone, so I mean I have like total proof that she's even changing like the lighting and like what I look like on my phone. And then when I went to that last appointment, they were like, well, I think that we could probably switch your zero form to something different, maybe. And I was like, no, you're not. Because you guys don't care about my leg. You're going to make it look like I stopped doing foil. Apparently you guys eat it. I'm not sure what the fuck you do with it. Right here, it'll tell you like you need this, the joystick, the Wii remote, and the Wii Fit board for this exercise. This is why they act like they were asleep when they
Give it a try.